So, hello, Altoona Boys Golf. Chris Anderson. This is Module 2, kind of what I want to be doing going forward this month. So, a little review, what we talked about last week. So, um, this kind of program I want to do is we just go through positions. All right, so we talked about the positions. P0, that's setup. All right, P1 is our first parallel. It's when the club's parallel to the ground in the backswing. P2 is when your arms, second parallel, when the arms are parallel to the ground in the backswing. P3, difficult position to make. That's when the club's parallel to the ground back here on the full backswing. So right here, P3, right? Then it's transition, so the weight goes forward and we're going down into here, right? Impact, we're at the ball, right? Follow through or extension, so we release through the ball. Let's see. Out here, I like when the club's parallel to the ground on the follow through is a good key to it. So extension, right, to a follow through. So full follow through, weight off the back foot, holding your position. All right. So we talked about Tiger Woods positions. If you go through here, setup, P1 where he's at, P2, P3, transition, impact, extension, follow through. All right. So that's what we talked about last week, just a review. So this week we're going to go through the same thing, but we're focusing on the hands, all right? So what the hands do during these positions, all right? And then with some emphasis on other things. So first thing they talk about is getting a good grip on the hands, and they have a yardstick drill. So they want you to get a yardstick. This ain't a yardstick. This is kind of a, what is it, a 2x3 or something, but if you put two yardsticks together, it's similar to this, right? So it's a piece of wood with, really they want to focus on getting the club not, more in the fingers. So the way you should grip it is the grip should go in like this kind of, and I think they just want you to feel the squareness of the grip, all right? You know, most grips are round, but they'll have a rib on the bottom, kind of to feel where center is. But gripping a yardstick kind of makes you feel that and makes you feel it in the fingers. So left hand goes on in the fingers, base kind of here, kind of crosses them, but in the fingers. This wraps around, so the thumb goes down like that. Eye interlock, that lifeline kind of on your thumb fits right over that other thumb. And then one of my keys lately has been these two are grabbers. They're on the club, and my finger and my thumb are my pinchers. So I kind of feel that when I put the grip on. So something like that. All right. Now, I want to talk a little bit about strong grip. So we want to practice on a yardstick, and then you want to transfer that into a club. All right. So in your fingers, kind of across like this. That thumb goes down the left side of the club. Interlock, my grabbers, my pinchers, and that's good grip. I want to put it on the same every time. Now, they talk about what a strong grip is, all right? So a strong grip, and this is for a lefty, the club is more to the back side, right? So this is a strong grip, right? Say it points to your left shoulder, that's kind of neutral, but strong is over the top like this, very strong. Where the other side, if the thumbs are straight down or across here, that's weak, all right? Good explanation for what a strong grip. So strong grip has a tendency to help a hook or a draw. Weak grip, it's hard to turn over the club head, and it's a kind of a push or a slice. So if you're a fader or a slicer, strengthening that grip is a good, easy fix for you guys, all right? So good explanation of why that works is, so when you're standing there normal, your hands are kind of like at 45 degrees here, right? They're not 90, so 45, right? I put this left hand on, not 45, I go more, right? This hand too. If I put it back, right? Where do they want to go back? Kind of where they sat. So it has a tendency to close the club if my hands go back to 45, right? So that naturally just closes the club. Now, that versus a weak grip. Okay, so they're 45 here. Weak, I'm coming off that 45. I go this way more. Okay, so I go this way for more. Now my hands naturally want to sit at 45s again. It goes back, which opens the club, right? Square, closed. So if you have a weak grip, it's naturally going to open the club face. If you have a strong grip, it's naturally going to close the club face. So just be aware of that when you're gripping the club, and play around with when you're hitting balls. A stronger grip, a weaker grip, what feels natural, and making that change. So that's all I want to say about the grip for right now. Get something that's comfortable for you, and that you can get in these positions. So a weak grip, you have to do different things through impact to square that club, right? So a weaker grip, you have to, bow it more or close it. Or a stronger grip, you may not have to do that, right? It's just kind of the natural. I'll share a video of that Greg Gagatis. He has a great explanation of kind of matching up grips to certain type of swings, all right? So hands, grip, okay, we grip the club. What else do they say? Also with the hands, all right, there's a natural hinging, all right? So this is hinging, all right? If I come back here, it's that movement right here, hinging, all right? That's the hinging of the club. The bowing is the wrist kind of bowing like that, right? So my wrist, it's kind of the rolling. If this is hinging, this is bowing, right? Bowing, cupping, all right? So kind of be aware of that. In the backswing, you kind of just want an extension, all right? But then about here, there's a natural hinge of the wrist, all right? Which has to happen. It's kind of, they use the analogy there. If you try to hammer a nail into a wall, okay? If you actually just didn't try to use any wrists and tried to go like that, it's actually really hard. You can't. It's hard to hit the nail. But if you move the hammer like this, right? Swing it like that and add the wrist motion, then it's easy. So it's this has to happen during the swing, okay? The hinging and the unhinging of the wrists, all right? Hinge, unhinge. So one of the drills I had people doing a long time ago, hinge up, hinge back, swing, all right? Just to get used to the hands hinging and unhinging, all right? That's a drill you can do. Hinging, we talked about that. Yard stick drill. So another drill they wanted you to do is kind of to use these hands and the grip to control the end of that club. All right, how you use that grip to make that end do what you want to do. All right, I've seen a lot of guys that aren't in control of that end of that swing. They let their arms go like this, and they let the end of the club swing them, versus taking control of that grip solidly enough to make that club do what you want. All right. So another good drill: get up and to spell your name, and however you spell it with a pencil, it's the end of that club. All right. Real rigid. Chris in cursive. All right. So just spell your name in the air, and it's kind of a coordination thing. Along with that, another coordination drill we do. So you take two clubs. This is somewhat difficult. It's a little hand-eye coordination, but hold the clubs out like this, kind of set up, and we want you to tap the ends of the grip like this, and see how far apart you can go and maintain a. So that's a little difficult, but you want to see how many of those you can do in a row. All right, so grip tapping, another way to gain some of that coordination in your wrist. So then we want to talk about what the hand does. So that I'm talking about more through here. Oh, the last drill, another drill. to get a feel for how the hands work. So this is more through impact, okay? This is called the Runyon drill. So once you back like this, okay, one hand open like this, the back hand, this hand other way. And as you swing, you flip them, right? So then the forward hand's open, this one's closed. You just go back and forth feeling that, right? This is kind of the forearm rotation that happens through the swing, right? Naturally, that needs to happen, all right? So it's like this, come down here, quick through. You want to see how fast you can turn those through. So do so many of those in a row, get a feel for the hand work. Another drill we can do, so this is called the hitchhiker drill, but so it's taking your left or right arm, right, and feeling this position back here. All right, see if I'm doing this right. No, so it's more done with your left arm. So you put this hand like here, and you know, picture your setup, and you go back, and you want to feel like this thumb, kind of like you're hitchhiking, right? Back here, kind of, in that position. And check it in the mirror, see how far you're up, and if you're down the plane or not. Then they want to see you through and feel that back here, that thumb, right? So hitchhiker drill. Up here, feel it. Back here, right? So I kind of hold it like a gun or a L. Sometimes I'll stick out my pinky, but kind of feel where I'm at here. Make sure that's kind of where I want to be. Come down. It's more focusing on just the left hand, where it is. Focus on the back of the hand right here, right, and then through and back here. Make sure it's there. So that's kind of the hitchhiker drill. Focus on where my hand position is. You know, down here, my bowed. Impact. You want to feel the back of that left hand at impact. Through to here. Right, so hitchhiker drill. Then you can also do that hitchhiker drill, so they want you to do it without a club and then with a club. So grip the club with just the left hand. Come back here, check your position. All right, am I parallel? How does it look? Am I across the line, laid off, down the line? In here, where am I at? Bisect my shoulder here. Impact, don't hit your dog. Right, through, over to a finish. We actually want to be back here, mimicking Tiger Woods' flexibility. All right. So that's left hand focus. Then on the right hand, they want you to go to a wall. I can't really do that. Oh, we got a stool here. So I want you to go inside a, kind of by a wall, or like in a doorway, and they want you to go up back to the backswing, kind of picture that 90 degree right here, transition, and then when you hit, they want you to feel that hand hitting the wall like that. Flat. Alright, so this will be against a wall, but boom. Something like that. Alright, so right hand focus, but it only goes to impact. It wants to see that flat hand, kind of, so they're both like that at impact and through. Alright. So those are kind of the hand focus drills that you want to do, alright? Anytime you're doing these drills, kind of the more swing involved ones, you know, visualize your positions, check where you're at. Are you close? Do you look? Are you in the same, you know, similar positions to Tiger Woods? All of us aren't as flexible or different height and stuff, but if we get close, I mean, that's a good start to where we want to be. So yeah, do that. You don't even need a club, right? This, you can do it. I do it 10 times by yourself, you know, in your room or anywhere, right? Right, just close your eyes, focus on your hands, go to that position, right? Then go to the second position, hold it, check, right? Now focus on where your hands are, what they're doing, right? Third, am I close? Transition, where am I at? Impact, where am I at? Extension, do a follow through. Right, and then you want to do that, 10 times, 10 times, 10 times a day. That's how you do 100. Then after 100 days, you've done it 10,000 times. And that's kind of the number you got to get to make it permanent. All right, so shooting for 10,000, but just doing it and getting in the habit of doing it is a good start for us. So that's module 2, just hand focus through our positions. All right, gave you some drills to do. Attempt those drills, they all help. It's a building of the coordination of the hands during the swing. All right. Lastly, I'd like to talk about, so the CVGA Juniors started today. They canceled the first one. If anybody tried to get into it, they weren't able to. They canceled the OSCO because of COVID. But I'm fairly sure next week, Friday, they're going to have Mill Run. I played Mill Run tournament last week. It's in great condition. Fun course, really close to our, in our area. So I encourage you to get out there and play. Before the tournament comes, I'll have a little video on. I want to talk about kind of mental thoughts and attitude when you play. Okay, when you play out in a tournament, how you handle yourself, what kind of swing thoughts you have, and what you're trying to accomplish. But really, the first goal is just getting out there, playing, and doing it. You're already ahead of everybody just getting out there and playing. It's important to get out there and do it. And there's only one way to do it, and that's to put yourself out there and do it. And really, it's not about what score you shoot. It's about the experience and learning from it, where you struggled, where you did well, and then coming up with a new game plan for next time you go at it. So that's kind of how golf is, a lot like it mimics getting good at anything, right? Keep golfing, get out there to the driving range, get out there to the golf course. The only way to get better is to get out there and keep playing, practice these drills, and I'll talk to you next week. See ya.